It's a Tuesday morning. You're 45 years old. You open a retirement calculator, something you've been meaning to do for a while. You type in your age. You type in your current retirement savings, and then you see the number, and something shifts, quietly, permanently, because you just realized, for the first time, with total clarity, that the future you assumed was coming might not be coming at all. First, let's be clear about something. You didn't get here because you're irresponsible. You got here because life is expensive and the window for saving is narrower than anyone tells you when you're young. At 22, you had student debt. The entry-level salary sounded okay until rent, utilities, food, and loan repayments took most of it. At 28, you were building something. A relationship, a home, a car that actually worked. Saving felt like something you'd do once things settled down. At 33, things didn't settle down. There was a medical bill, then a kid, then another, then the roof, then the car again. The average American household faces between $3,500 and $5,000 in unexpected expenses every single year. The average emergency fund holds less than $1,000. So you didn't save for retirement because you were surviving everything else. And now you're 45, and the clock, which was always running, is now impossible to ignore. Financial planners generally say you should have 3 to 4 times your annual salary saved by age 45. So if you earn $60,000 a year, you should have somewhere between $180,000 and $240,000 saved right now. If you have zero, that gap is not a number. It's a problem with a shape, and the shape gets more expensive every year you wait. Here's why the age of 45 is a specific kind of painful. Compound interest, the force that builds almost all long-term wealth, needs time above everything else. Starting at 25 and investing $500 a month until 65 builds roughly $600,000 at a 7% return. Starting at 45 with the same $500 a month builds roughly $130,000. Same money, same discipline, a 20-year difference in start date, and a $470,000 gap in outcome. That's not a scare tactic, that's arithmetic, and arithmetic doesn't negotiate. But here's what that arithmetic also tells you. You have 20 years left, and 20 years, used correctly, is still a lot of time. Let's be honest about what doing nothing looks like, because most people don't run this number. They just don't think about it. If you save nothing and rely entirely on Social Security, the average monthly benefit in the US is around $1,700. The average monthly cost of living for a retired individual is between $3,500 and $5,000. That gap has to come from somewhere, which means either you keep working, or you depend on someone else, or you reduce your life to fit inside $1,700 a month. None of those are catastrophes in isolation, but none of them are what you pictured when you thought about the second half of your life. And the cruel irony is, the longer you wait to look at this number, the fewer doors remain open. Here's something the doom and gloom version of this story leaves out. The tax code, which is usually not your friend, actually gives you something at this stage of life. Once you turn 50, the IRS allows what are called catch-up contributions. Your standard 401k limit is $23,000 a year. After 50, that rises to $30,500. For IRAs, the limit rises from $7,000 to $8,000 a year. If you max out your 401k from age 50 to 65, 15 years, at a conservative 7% annual return, you could accumulate close to $900,000, starting from zero at 50. That number requires serious income and serious discipline. Not everyone can max out a 401k, but the point is this: the math is not closed. It has not run out. There is still a game to play. At 45, you have 3 levers. Increase your income, reduce your expenses aggressively, and invest the difference at the maximum possible rate. All 3. Not 1 or 2. All 3. The uncomfortable truth about catching up on retirement savings at 45 is that most people cannot do it on the income they currently have. Not because they're not trying, because the math genuinely doesn't work. The median US household income is around $75,000. After tax, mortgage or rent, food, transportation, insurance, and kids, the amount left over for aggressive retirement savings is often thin, sometimes non-existent, which means for most people at 45, catching up isn't just a savings discipline question, it's an income question. The gap is too big to cut your way out of. You have to earn your way out of it too. Negotiating your current salary. Switching employers, which on average produces a 15 to 20% pay increase. Building a secondary income stream. These are not optional extras for someone starting from zero at 45. They are the strategy. The people who successfully close a large retirement gap in their 40s almost never do it by cutting lattes. They do it by finding ways to earn significantly more and immediately directing the difference somewhere it compounds. On the expense side, this is where most advice gets patronizing, because the answer is not to stop buying coffee. It is to make structural changes, big ones. Downsizing your home frees thousands per year. Eliminating a car, or going from 2 to 1, frees $6,000 to $10,000 annually. These are not comfortable changes, but they are the scale of change that actually moves the needle. The hard truth about aggressive saving at 45 is that it requires renegotiating the lifestyle you've spent 20 years building, not destroying it, renegotiating it. And that conversation, with yourself, with your partner, with your ego, is the hardest part of this entire process. To retire comfortably starting from zero at 45, you need to save somewhere between 30 and 40% of your gross income. The US average savings rate is around 5 to 6%. The distance between those two numbers is the work. So, what actually works? In order. First, if your employer offers a 401k match and you are not taking all of it, you are leaving free money on the table. This is not optional. This is the first move, every time. A standard 50% employer match on a $75,000 salary is $2,250 per year of free money. Over 20 years at 7% return, that's nearly $100,000 from money you were already leaving behind. Second, a Roth IRA. Contributions go in after tax, but the growth and the withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free. At 45, with 20 years of growth ahead, the tax-free compounding is significant. $7,000 a year in a Roth IRA for 20 years at 7% return grows to approximately $295,000, all of it tax-free when you need it. Third, if you're carrying high-interest debt at 20% APR, paying that off first is a guaranteed 20% return. The market averages 7 to 10%. The math is not complicated. What works at 45 is not one dramatic move. It's a sequence. 401k match first, high-interest debt next, Roth IRA, then back to the 401k to the maximum. Repeat, every month, without stopping. Here's the part nobody talks about. The hardest thing about starting from zero at 45 is not the math. The math is solvable. The hardest part is the grief. Grief for the years you can't get back. Grief for the compound interest you didn't earn. Grief for the version of retirement you imagined without ever checking if the math supported it. That grief is real, and it needs to be felt. But it cannot be the thing that runs the next 20 years, because the only move that matters now is the next one. The best time to start was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Not next month when things settle down. Not next year when the raise comes through. Today. Because today is the only day where the decision is still yours to make. So, you're 45. You have zero retirement savings. And you now know exactly what that means. It means you are behind. Significantly. It means the comfortable version of retirement, the one where you stop working because you chose to, not because your body made the decision for you, requires real changes. Not small ones, real ones. But it does not mean it's over. 20 years of maximum contributions, compounding in tax-advantaged accounts, with an income deliberately grown to support it, can still build a retirement worth having. The question isn't whether the math can work. The math can work. The question is whether you'll start today, or find another reason to start next month. Because next month has a way of becoming next year, and next year has a way of becoming too late. Subscribe if you want to understand money before it's urgent. See you in the next one.